Hey everyone! Today we'll take a look at the cryptocurrency market, analyze a few instruments, and highlight the key points that I hope will help you make your trading decisions. Let's get started. And today we'll start with Bitcoin. On the monthly chart, after a prolonged decline, the price approached the previous efforts test and was stopped. Theoretically, we could expect buying to resume, but at the moment, selling is prevailing. No significant buying efforts have been observed. Next, let's move on to the daily chart. Here, the price is stuck in a sideways range and just recently tested a breakout from the downward channel, after which it continued its upward movement. Here's the situation with the volumes. Now were a lot of sales during the last drop. They didn't surpass the previous upward movement, but the current price increase isn't supported by new buying inflows, which could mean that this move is just a correction of the previous drop. And if that's the case, we may soon see the decline continue. When will that happen? I consider the area around $70,000 per coin to be the key resistance level. Let me mark it. If the price keeps rising without significant buyer inflows and gets stopped here, then most likely a drop is coming. And then we could see the price drop below $50,000, and by my estimates, it could even be pushed down to 40,000 from the current levels. But there is a second, less likely but more positive scenario. That would be if buyers wake up and keep the price moving sideways, eventually pushing it to the upper boundary of the range. Based on these assumptions, I'll mark my expectations on the chart. So for those holding long positions, pay close attention to how the price behaves around the $70,000 mark. If strong selling resumes at this level, there's nothing positive to expect in the near future. Those in short positions will most likely be taking losses up to this level as well, but the price could start dropping from the current values. The outlook for this position is very good. As I mentioned, it's more likely that the price will be pushed below the current level. For those looking to enter a position, this sideways range is the best indicator for entry. Whichever direction the price breaks out, that's where the long-term movement will head. Next up is Ethereum and its monthly chart. The price continues to move within the sideways range, and lately, just like with Bitcoin, selling has been dominant, which could indicate a further decline toward the lower boundary of the range. Now, let's switch to the daily chart. Let's mark the previous local low. As we can see, unlike Bitcoin, this asset has already dropped below the current low and is now testing that level. Looking at the volume, I'll note that there are no significant buy orders here, which so far confirms the downward trend. I consider the key level to be $2,000 per coin. If the price doesn't break through this level, then either from here or from the current values, I expect the asset to continue falling, with the first target at $1,100 per coin and the final target at $875, meaning the price would reach the lower boundary of the sideways range. I'll mark my expectations on the chart. So, for those in a long position, I can't say anything positive. The asset can only continue its growth after breaking through and consolidating above the $2,200 level. The main expectation is a continued decline. For those in a short position, you might have to endure a correction up to the $2,000 level, after which I expect the price to continue falling. Or this drop could happen from the current levels. Next up is XRP and its monthly chart. The price continues to move within a sideways range, and lately, similar to Bitcoin and Ethereum, selling has been dominant, which could indicate a further decline toward the lower boundary of the range. Now let's switch to the daily chart. Let's mark the previous local low. As we can see, unlike Bitcoin and Ethereum, this asset tried to break through that level but ended up back within the sideways range. Despite this, I want to point out that selling still dominates, and in my opinion, a continued decline in the asset is much more likely than growth. Here, the key point is the level of the nearest high. As long as the price stays below this level, everything points to a continued decline of the asset, with the nearest target at 75 cents per coin. If the price is pushed above this level, only then can we consider the possibility of the asset continuing to grow within the sideways range. But let me repeat, the overall market sentiment right now is bearish. I'll illustrate my expectations on the chart. So for those in a long position, the prospects for the asset's growth are still very slim. Only after the price breaks above the local high can we expect further growth. For those in a short position, most likely, the position has every chance to yield a good profit. The signal to exit these positions would be if the price